Okay, cool. And I thought what we might do is just I've just opened up the web IDE here because we actually have this new document that we didn't have a couple days ago.
For
And
pipeline authoring?
yeah, and so we can maybe just put like something very rough here, like as a first iteration, just capture our thoughts. Nadia, I think though, has actually done some research. Have you had a chance to work with her on talking about how she's been thinking about this yet, separately?
Are you talking about
The 3-year
which
kind
Nadia?
of like where
Which Nadia?
any related to like a 3-year longer term plan?
No, I'm asking which Nadia. I guess like Nadia, like your Nadia.
Your partner Nadia.
Yeah. No, I didn't had a chance to talk to
That's
her
okay.
about it.
That's what I assumed, but I wanted to double check.
Okay.
So then basically this will then be me sharing a little bit about what some of my thoughts are, I think,
Okay.
and we can talk about them and maybe just get like a paragraph here, or even just a couple
Okay.
of points that are, where we want to head. And we can maybe like start with what I know about like the next year. So I would say one thing there is the focus on improving the authoring experience in a way that leads to getting your first green pipeline as quickly as possible. When you're setting up something new, and especially when learning a new CI platform, there can be a lot to take in. And there can be a lot to take in, and also just kind of like it can be hard to even, and it can be hard to even know what you don't know. And what kinds of options and strategies are available to you. Yeah, so I think that's a true statement. That's something that's probably true today, and for a pipeline authoring team is going to be true for a while.
Do you want to add the fact that this is one of our performance, it's like the key performance indicator, that it is aligned to our way we measure also?
This is also one of our key performance indicators. I'll add a link there.
Okay.
That's a good idea. And then, so how are we doing this in the short term or over the next year? We're focused on a few things. So maybe I'll do this way. So improving the linter to give smart feedback on not just errors, but provide warnings and advice when editing your pipeline. Yeah, I think that's it. We are also adding a visual builder. Adding a visual builder to make it easy to see the options that are available to you, since it will include. Yeah, this will be one that we can add a nice mock, since it will include like since it will work by basically filling in options, helping you know what options are available, and also showing you what the pipeline will actually look like when it runs. So that's another one. We're also improving keywords in the for the GitLab CI YAML that make it easier and more natural to set up complicated pipelines. In the past, it's been challenging or overly wordy, not exactly wordy, kind of like over verbose. We can play with that later. to express complex pipeline definitions. This needs to be rewritten a little bit, but hopefully the overall point is coming clear.
Yeah.
To express
maybe reducing like the learning curve, maybe like improving the learning curve of
sorry, what was that?
Like improving the learning curve for creating like complicated something.
Yeah, learning curve. This one I'm touching on something different, but I think improving the linter, we can say accelerate. Probably this will ultimately accelerate the learning curve. Did it spelled right? Accelerate. There again. Okay. And then improving the keywords to express complex relationships. I'll just add some examples of this until we think of a better way to express it. Good examples of this are new, simpler syntax for expressing complex rules. The needs keyword for building direct dependency relationships as a directed acyclic graph. Maybe what else? Oh, like the matrix keyword is a good one. The matrix keyword. Oh, and there's one more they want to add as well. The matrix keyword, which allows for creating many similar copies of a job. And the last one would be like using technologies like JSON or DHAL with good examples and templates to allow for code-based generation of the YAML. Yeah. So all of that needs to be worked, but it's basically, yeah, it's this. So making it easier and more natural to set up complicated pipelines. So the linter should like help you set up easier pipelines, and this even more so. So actually, I'm going to add that here. So for each of these, we have kind of a statement of what it will help you do. So this will accelerate learning curve for the first one. This will make it easier to set up simple pipelines, and get to that first green pipeline. And then this last one will make it easier and more natural to set up complicated pipelines, which you'll start to get to the limit of the visual builder or the linter because you're really actually trying to do like very complex things. And so then that's when you start to need these powerful keywords. Okay.
It's like going from the basic user all the way to the advanced one. What about like making it more flexible? I mean, improving keyword is also like making our pipeline more flexible to do like more things.
Sorry, let me come back to that one thing. I just want to capture one other thing I thought of, which was the visual builder will also include the visual builder will eventually also include job templates in addition to the templates for entire pipelines that we have today. Okay, I'm sorry, what was the last thing you said?
I said that which of the statement maps to making our pipeline more flexible? Is it like improving keyword?
Yeah, I would say it's this one. So we can add that word here, complicated flexible pipelines. Although you can do pretty flexible pipelines here. Although maybe not actually. Yeah, no, I think it does fit on this third one here. So I think this is like a nice summary of what things might look like at the end of this, well, not this year, but the end of maybe next year or mid next year, depending on how much we're able to get done. Beyond that, like what are some more wild kind of opportunities? There's there's one here that's the one that I captured, which is like automatic generation of pipeline config based on what's in the repository. Or what's already configured. We have this with auto DevOps to some extent, but this can continue to be evolved. You could imagine features in the pipeline builder that use ML models to generate, like test, deploy, well, I guess build, test, and deploy. Build, test, and deploy jobs automatically based on, detecting the language and tech stack. Yeah, it sort of duplicates auto DevOps. One thing that we've talked about for a long time but never done is whether auto build, which is really what I'm talking about here, auto DevOps, whether that should move into CI. And there's pros and cons to doing that. I'll just email that here. One path to unify all of this could be to auto build features directly into CI and make them more composable rather than turning auto DevOps completely on or off. Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it. Like there's all these smart elements of auto DevOps. We can sort of, tear those apart and just make it so that there's all of those smarts kind of whenever you're setting up a pipeline, and you can apply whichever smarts you want, including up to all of it. What else? I guess something around like data and metrics and improvement, like this could also be ML-based analysis, but just like analytical models for how pipelines are performing based on their configuration, and automatically suggesting or even applying performance improvements to the configuration in order to achieve better results. And actually, you could do the same thing. Well, I guess quality is its own department, so our group. So we could say our testing team is looking at similar ideas for automatic code. So automatically testing everything as efficiently as possible. Yeah. Well, I have to add a few links around here.
Okay.
What else is kind of out there? I know that Nadia has more as well. What are the kinds of features that we've been doing? We've been improving the linter. We've been improving the keywords for rules, DAG, and needs. We have that issue for functional keywords in the GitLab CA YAML, but I don't know that that necessarily rises to being part of a 3-year strategy. We could look at the other epics though and see if there's any.
Yeah, I read something about like that we want to have like something specifically for the cloud native, like like jobs for AWS, job for Google Cloud, jobs for deploying and testing, like
mobile is another
predefined
interesting
jobs.
one. maybe help me remember to come back to mobile.
Okay.
Or actually, maybe let's just do that on this page loads. So making it easier to get started with more kinds of pipelines, for example, ML data pipelines, mobile app development, builds, and so on. These tend to be possible with GitLab today, but we can improve the documentation, templates, and other resources for getting up and running quickly. Yeah. Okay, user feedback on DAG, YAML functions, I don't think rises. Improving the child-parent pipeline experience, I don't necessarily think rises to this. Our integration with a web IDE or light editor, that's probably something that we can touch on in here. And maybe I think it's probably just improving this. So improving the linter and integrating it better with the editor. To give smart feedback on what this is.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Adoption journey. Yeah, so maybe that's good to add down here. So, well, or maybe I can expand on this first one to cover that for more kinds of users who are looking to begin adopting GitLab CI. Okay. Clean up GitLab. No, it's nothing. Improve messages and errors. We've covered. Only merge requests. No. Templates and new user docs. This is kind of tied to that, but I think we've already covered it. Rule syntax and MVC follow-up. MVC dynamic runtime generation. We've covered. DAG processing and seamless artifact handling. So no, I don't think that there's any more epics here. And actually, this content is I think pretty solid for our first iteration. Yeah. What the next years? Our immediate priorities. Yeah. Anything else you'd add?
No. Do you want to link some like the epics for each one, or is it?
Yeah, I probably won't do it.
Or below? Is it like below here, or is it in the?
Yeah, we should. I won't do it in this first iteration because I want to get it done in the next 5 minutes before the next meeting. But we'll review this every month, and I would say, next time we come back, let's add more epic links. If you want to do it also like this week or whatever, that's totally fine. But I just want to get this committed and merged. I also sort of want to get it committed before the whatever that meeting is.
The AMA.
Yeah. So that people can look at it. And this also will be for you to speak about a bit there. It gives you a little bit of a resource. I won't be at that meeting because I'm actually not feeling well today, but there was nowhere.
Oh, really?
to move our meeting. So I'm not feeling like totally terrible, but I'm also looking forward to being done.
I set up a couple of meetings which we can push for Monday.
It's actually okay because you're not my last meeting that I need to get done this morning. So it's fine.
After this meeting, we'll have another one with me that you set up.
Yeah, it's okay. I think let's just have them
okay.
But these are good resources for you, so you can refer to them. You can talk about them during that meeting.
Definitely.
So that was another reason I just wanted to get this done this morning. So I am going to disconnect now and just add these links before my next meeting, and then merge this, and then I'll share this video and and then Nadia can take a look too, because I know she's got a couple other ideas that we can add.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jason.
Bye-bye.
Good. Bye-bye.